Hello, I'm Casey Lawson.
I'm Zach Schneider.
Today we have senior outfielder Ian Coleman, member of the Weber International baseball team, here with us today. So, Ian, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Melbourne, Florida, about an hour 50 minutes away from here, Weber, and it's a chill little beach town.
Cool. Okay, cool. So, first off, I'm going to ask you, where did you start your college career at?
Where I started my college career at, I got a baseball scholarship to Polk State Community College,
Nice.
and that's where I ended up playing my first year.
Sweet. So another question is, what are some of the things that you've learned from Polk State that you use not only in your baseball career but also in life?
So at Polk State, they're very strict with making it to weights in the morning, so 5 a.m. lifts, being on time to practice, to class. So I feel like those all taught me how to just better prepare myself for the real world, pretty much, and making sure you're always on time everywhere you go.
Okay, so did you transfer to Weber after your first year? I know it's a 2-year school. Were you there 2 years, or did you go anywhere after that, or did you come here directly after your first year?
No, so after my first year at Polk State, I ended up taking a break, and I ended up.
How long did that break last?
It was a year, so I took 2 semesters off. So I ended up transferring back to Eastern Florida, my local community college.
Okay.
And I ended up just taking part-time classes and then working full-time at Mr. Car Wash. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah.
You like it there at the Mr. Car Wash?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was a prepper, so pretty much just from Carson through the tunnel, and I did pretty good because I feel like my experience at Polk State also transitioned into working at the car wash.
Sweet. So once you did finally make it here to Weber, what was your first impressions of the team, like your first year here, along with your coaches, the coaching staff?
Honestly, I loved it. So compared to junior college, I feel like it's more younger, kind of not as good as a group as here at Weber. At Weber, I felt more of a family vibe, and the coaches really taught me a lot more about baseball and better prepare myself.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been here at Weber now going on 3 years. Your feelings about the coaching staff, your teammates, have they changed since your first year, or how do you feel about them going now?
It's it kind of varies because each year we have new teammates and new transfers, but all in all, I still feel like it does have that family setting. So everyone's still kind of gels. I like it.
That's sweet. Looking back on your first 2 years at Weber, obviously we haven't played our 3rd year yet here. On the field, which was your favorite? Not the class, just baseball alone. What out of the first 2 years, which one would you say was your favorite?
I'd have to go with last year was probably my favorite. Just because our team made it the farthest that we've ever made it. We ended up going to the World Series, playing in Lewiston, Idaho. So that was probably the best experience, best year, best group in my opinion. We all gelled and did really well.
Like you said that they all gelled. What was the difference between last year's group and your first year's group, and how did we as a team gel together better last year than you think we did maybe that first year you were here?
Well, for sure, I'd say not having Colin Martin our 2 years ago because he ended up getting sick halfway through the spring semester.
That's a good point.
I feel that kind of affected us a little bit because we were kind of unorganized with just having one coach with us the whole rest of the season, and I think we just had a better group of guys honestly last year in my opinion.
Okay, so now following up with that last question that Zach had, how do you think the team looks this year, and what do you think we have to do in order to repeat the success that you achieved last year?
I think this year's group is going to be really good. I feel we also have a lot younger of a group coming in, transfers. So I feel as long as they're on the same page as us and get on board, I feel we're going to have a really successful year again.
I agree with a lot of the transfers coming in this year being younger. What do you think about the returners this year? Because we have a lot of our returning guys, a lot of guys who actually played a lot of the reps last year for the team. How do you think the new guys who may have a chance to play, for some of the guys that didn't play, how do you think we're all going to be able to mesh together in that sense?
I think what you just said, I think it's going to help that we have a lot of returners, a lot of experience from last year making it really far, that I feel a lot of the new guys are going to get on board with us and they're going to help contribute with the returners.
So going off of that, how do you feel about your performance on the field last year? And let me just scroll over right here. I have your stats pulled up. So last year, 2021 season, you finished the year with a batting average of 262. You had a total of 37 hits, 16 RBIs.
And you had a 9.62 fielding average.
Yes. So what do you think contributed to those numbers? Do you feel like that's something you want to repeat, or do you think you want to try and improve on those numbers coming into this spring?
No, for sure, definitely want to improve on those numbers, but I feel like without stats being in the like question, like when I got like to contribute towards the end of the year towards playoffs, I feel like I did my part really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the stats didn't really matter. It was more so just as a team like trying to win. So I felt like I helped contribute.
I know this wasn't one of the questions that we had prepared for this, but I do remember now that you brought that up towards the end of last year. You had a big walk-off hit for us in one of the, was it the
Regional semis.
the semifinals to move it? Was that the game to move to the World Series or no?
No, so
Just
it was to move to regional finals.
Okay. Well, in that moment, how did you feel in that moment once you hit that ball?
It was electric because St. Thomas is a good team that's beating us every year, and we played them pretty much like 8-10 times last year. So it felt great, really like being able to like push past them to get to the World
How was
Series.
it celebrating with the guys on the field afterwards on St. Thomas's field too?
It was
How did that
unreal, like unforgettable moment. I'll never forget that in my life.
feel? That's awesome.
Okay, so now moving forward to this year, we know you've been hurt, you have had issues with your foot, and you haven't had a chance to get on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you dealing with that mentally, and how are you physically getting ready to get onto the
Right
field?
now is rehab and staying positive about the situation, and just looking forward to the spring since I'll be healthy for that.
That's good. And honestly, the last question we have for you is like, what do you think your timetable is to be back on the field? Not necessarily just on the field, but like at full health, like be able to go full 100%.
Last appointment I had, they said that November 21st is going to be the day that you should be 100% cleared, and if they like see the X-rays, then it should be
November
good.
21st?
Yep.
That's good. So about 20 more days until you can do what you did last year, man.
Oh yeah, full on board again.
Is there any last final things you can say about
No, I think that's good. Thank you for coming in.
you
Appreciate
for
it.
having
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
guys.